Mark Ellis started out like many people do, with humble beginnings, playing in local bands as a vocalist and a bassist. Around the same time, he was interning for 34 different studios in London, the most notable being Morgan Studios. It was here where people took note of Ellis's incessant work ethic. In fact, it was the infamous Chris Sengerids that gave him the nickname Flood. As the story goes, I guess there were two interns at Morgan Studios, one of which was obviously Mark. While The Cure was recording there was a high demand for tea and bacon sandwiches, all of which Mark was able to have on hand at all times, while the other intern failed to keep up with the demand. Subsequently, Mark was given the nickname Flood, while the other intern was named Drought. I'm pretty sure you can guess which one succeeded, and Mark has been going by that pseudonym ever since. He didn't stay with Morgan Studios long, choosing to be a freelance engineer instead. Working with notable bands such as Erasure and Depeche Mode, it was in 1987 when his career saw unprecedented success. He had the fortune to engineer alongside producer Brian Eno on U2's Joshua Tree, which is easily one of the most influential albums to come out of the last 30 years. A string of successes followed as he co-produced Nine Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine and Depeche Mode's Violator. In proving his worth, he has continued to work with these bands over the years. Growing up, all of these albums have had a profound impact on me, and I've always thought the bands were the ones that made the albums great. It wasn't until 1995 when the Smashing Pumpkins released Melancholy and Infinite Sadness where I started to take note of engineers and producers. I was so greatly affected by that dual disc that I had to know about everybody who was involved. And it's those early teen years where people are affected by music the most, and I was no different. But with that being the case, guys like Ellis are the ones I strive to be like. As a producer-engineer, he is demanding, but not in the way that would make an artist feel degraded or not in control of their own music. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins has said that Ellis can see an ambience of the song that you don't necessarily see, and he'll fight with you, not in a negative fight, but just remind you that there's another vibe there, and if you could get there, great. Having that ability has allowed him to work with top artists over and over again. It's not an easy task to develop a song in the proper direction with both artists and producers feeling good about it. Also, what impresses me about Ellis is he's coming from analog, but doesn't believe that that's the end-all be-all. I think that purist mentality of analog is the only way to go is extremely detrimental to a person's career. You have to remain versatile in this industry, especially nowadays, and Ellis definitely does so. He's just as comfortable on digital as he is with analog, and that gives him longevity. All that aside, though, he understands the fundamentals of music and what it takes to be a producer, and those are the two key elements that puts Mark Ellis in my top 5 of all-time producers.